I'm going to be making a couple of automatic watering dispensers for your plants today. I've got these spikes off of Amazon, and what you'd normally do is use an empty water bottle, screw that to the spike, put a couple of holes in there, and then pop that into the soil of your plants, and it slowly drips down water to water your plants. But I thought I'd see if I could make some in resin today. I've got this jar mold that I'm going to be using for one, and this has got a screw top to it. And then with this one, it's just a normal sort of pen pot, but I found a cork that will fit in there, so I'm going to use that for that one. So I'm just going to go and get some resin mixed up, and then we can get started. I've mixed up some resin. Let's Resin were very kind and sent me out some of their 4 litre box kit. So 2 litres of part A and 2 litres of part B. And these also come in the box with these handy little pump dispensers. So that's really easy to use. In the box you also get some measuring cups, very handy, and 2 stir sticks. Oh, and some gloves. But to be honest, I don't particularly like these gloves. They're quite big for me personally, but handy to have, definitely. Oh, and as usual, you get your user manual with Let's Resin. Right, so let's pop that to one side for a minute. Right, so I think we'll do this screw top jar first, and I'm going to add to the resin some of the Diamond Sparkle alcohol ink. I've already given this a shake, so I'm going to pop some of that in there. Nice generous amount of that going in. And I'm going to also add some of the Denim alcohol ink by Ranger. Pop a few drops of that in. I don't want it too dark because I think I still want to see how much water's actually in the pots. So I'm just going to get that mixed up. That's all mixed up, and lovely shimmer in there, gorgeous. But I think I'm also going to add some of this shaved ice stuff, so I think I'll pop some of that into there as well. Bit of extra little something, so pop that in there and then get that mixed in. So now that's all mixed in, looking beautiful. I'm going to spray my mould with some 99% alcohol, try and get some of that down there, because there's the screw section on that bottom bit there, so I want to make sure I try and alleviate any bubbles that could be trapped there. Right, so then I'm just going to pour that straight in, and I think I'm just going to pour it really slowly, just so it finds its own way into all those little grooves down the bottom there. Right, I think that's the bottom section filled up, so I'll just fill up the rest. Let's leave it at that for the time being. And then let's just move that over a bit. Let's do the same with the lid. So inside the lid, you've got this screw section there. So I'm just going to pop some 99% alcohol down into there. And then again, nice and slowly, just going to let that work its own way down. I think with the lid, I'm going to go about halfway. And then, oh, it's a bit more than halfway. Give that little squish. And then just top that one up. I thought these moulds were going to take a lot more than that. I've got loads left. Might even be enough for the other pot. Right, let's fill that one up. That would do. Just going to give those a quick squirt on the top. Pop any bubbles. Let's just pop that one that I can see there. Right, let's pop that over to one side, and the same with that one. So this one next. So with this one, I was going to use these flakes. Oops. Different colours in there. You've got some coppers, golds, browns, some reds. But I don't know how that's going to look in with the blue. So I think I'm going to add some coffee alcohol ink in there and see if that will overtake from the blue. Let's get that mixed in. Oh, I think that would be okay actually. Right, so let's pop some of these flakes into there. Don't need a lot. Let's just put a little selection going in. I think that will probably do. And then get those mixed in. Right, I think that's looking okay. So let me just pop the lid on that before I knock those all flying. So I'm just going to give this a little squirt with some 99% alcohol. And then hopefully there's enough here to do this one. So again, just pouring it nice and slowly. This is just a straightforward mould though. There's no little grooves or anything for resin to get stuck in this one. So let's just hope I've made enough. Wow, I think that's pretty spot on. So I think I mixed up 400. So that's good. I did them both. Right, so that's that one done. Just going to give that a quick squirt. And then we'll leave these to cure, and then I'll see you back for demold. These are all cured up now, so let's pop these out and see how they're looking. Let's just roll that back. I'll get this one out. Oh, it's a tough one. I might have to do this off camera. Oh no, it's all right, it's coming. Oh, there we go. Give that a squeeze, twist, pop that mould back in the right way. Right, let's have a look. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Needs a bit of trimming on the bottom. So that's that one. Right, let's do the lid for the other one first. Pop this one out. Still a bit bendy, so I'll have to be careful with this. Pop that back in the right way. So that's the lid. Pretty. I like that one. Lovely colours in there. Right, let's see how this bit's turned out. Let's pop this one out. Oh, I might need my belly for this one. Yeah, I think I'll do this off camera and then I'll be back in a minute. So that's how that one's looking. Love that one. Very pretty. Let's just check the screw bit there. Oh, I've got one tiny little bubble there. Apart from that, that's really good. Didn't check the lid, did I? Oh, can't feel any bubbles around there. Let's see if it screws on okay, which it does. Lovely. Right, so next, just see how the cork fits. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. That's annoying. I checked that in the bottom of the mould, but obviously I didn't allow for the extra bit of silicone. Right, so I think what I'll do is I'll go and find something and then be back in a minute. Right, I've got some of this sticky back cork on a roll, so I think what I'll do is I'll just add another couple of layers around the cork like that. So I'm just going to chop that off there, cut that bit away, and then add some of that onto there. Let's do it that way. So that will stick down on there. So let's chop don't we need? Let's see if I can draw around that. So I'm just going to draw around that in there, get my line there, and then the same on that bottom section. Draw around that bit, and then cut that out. So I'll do this and then I'll see you back in a minute. So now that's cut out, I'm just going to trim that straight down the middle. So I've got 2 layers to add on. Just chop that off there. And then I can stick that on that bottom section, that way round. Make sure it meets. Yes, that's all right. So let's take that backing tape off. And then just add that to the bottom. So that's that one done. And then I'll do the same with this one. And then just stick this one straight over the top. And hopefully that will give enough thickness then. So let's start this off in a different place. Start that there. And work that one all the way around. Just trim that off a little bit. That's better. Right, does that fit now? That's better. Lovely. So that's that one. And that's the other one. Right, so next I need to drill some holes in the bottom of these. I think the blue one will go nice with the blue one. And I think the green one will go okay with that one. So I'm just going to use a drill and drill out a hole in the bottom. So I'll do that and then I'll see you back in a minute. That's both my holes done in the bottom there, so these will fit through in there like that. And I've also used the little pin just to put the 2 holes in there and there. Right, so next I want to do something extra with the lids. And I've got this butterfly and this flower that I've made in previous videos as extras, but I thought that would go nice on that one, and that can go on that one. So I'm just going to use some Gorilla Glue to attach these. So I'm just going to drop some of that on the back there, and then give that a squirt with some activator spray. That will just speed up the super glue, and then pop that down onto there. So that's that one. And then the same with the flower. Just going to pop some glue on the back there. I think I won't need the spray for this one, so I'll just place that down, hold that one. So that's that one. So that will go in there and that will go on there. Right, so next I need to attach my spikes. So I'm going to pop that one down there, give that a good tug and get that down as far as I can. So that's in there like that. And then I'm going to secure that in using some of the Let's Resin UV resin. This is the clear hard type. So I'm going to add that onto there. Pop some of that around there. Just let that level off for a minute. I don't have to fill up the whole thing, just as long as that seals in that cone. And then I'm going to use the Let's Resin rechargeable lamp and cure that. So I'll just leave that on there for a couple of minutes and then I'll see you back in a minute. So now that top section's cured, I'm going to do the same on the inside. Just drop some UV resin down into there and then just work that around into that, up against that spike bit in the middle there. I think that's got it all the way around. No, just that little bit there to go. I think that's it now. And then cure that one. So that's that one all done now and nice and watertight and sealed in solid. So I'll do the same to this one. You don't need to see me doing that a second time. So I'll do that and then I'll see you back in a minute. So that's both of those nice and secure now. So the idea is that, let me see if I can do this at the same time. Let's just hold it over one of these pots. So the idea is that you fill it up with water. And then it releases the water out of the holes in the bottom and feeds your plants from the roots. So let me just stop that water flowing, pour that back out. So that's the idea. So that's that one. Lovely. Oops, butterflies upside down. There we go. And then that one there. So that's that one. So then you just get your plant and then pop that down into your soil. So that's that one, and I'll add that one as well. So they go in there like that, and then water your plants. So maybe I'll actually get a real plant now and see if I can keep it alive. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today. Don't forget to check out all my discount codes in my description box. Stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Sunlight gleaming through the pane on my little houseboat domain. Got my molds and colors bright, crafting magic day and night. Floating gently on the bay, watching little fishes play. But my mind's on swirls and gleam, living out a crafty dream. Got my epoxy hardener too, mix 'em up a shade of blue. Pour it slow with careful hand. Let's start resin in the land. Resin magic on the houseboat, turning plastic into gold. Little trinket, shiny new, crafted just for me and you. From a simple